Tonight on Nightline, the real simple life. Could you grow everything you need to eat in your yard? This family does it on just 1/5 of an acre in the suburbs. Are they the most frugal family in America?
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City. This is Nightline, May 15, 2008.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Terry Moran. Tonight, eating local, really local. Buying food that's grown nearby has a profound impact on the environment. It's yielded an entire movement. They call themselves locavores. But if you take it to an extreme, growing everything you need on your own property, it can also be easy on the pocketbook. And you don't need to own a massive piece of rural property to do it. It's possible in the suburbs, as John Donvan discovered on a very different kind of family farm just outside Los Angeles.
Is it neat? Is it really neat, or is it slightly odd that in this Los Angeles community, it's called Pasadena, a suburban mix of nice restaurants and well-tended front lawns, is it neat or odd that when you get to 631 Cypress Avenue, you can actually eat the entire front yard?
This is to be chives that is edible, some peppers right here.
It's true.
We have kale here. This tree is a guava.
Everything that grows here.
We use these lavender as garnish.
Everything.
This is Swiss chard.
Everything can be eaten.
And then even the pansies right there are edible flowers. So so we used to have the pansies and those nasturtiums along that side right there.
And that's what this guy who lives at 631 does full-time. He has no other job.
Okay, this is more kale, and this is a pineapple guava.
He grows food, and then he eats it. And by the way, it runs down the side of the house and into the backyard.
We maxed out the place with raised beds here.
And of course, up the driveway. This is Jules Gervais's 1/5 of an acre, his little family farm. His way of breaking free without really going anywhere.
We eat rich, I tell you. And the way we live, it just seems like it's something you would dream of.
The we he speaks of are his kids who grew up here, and 3 out of 4 of them have stayed on into their 20s and 30s. They don't have other jobs either. What they don't eat, they sell. Not that it was easy for them when they were little and their dad, to save money, stopped watering the front lawn and began preparing to plant crops there.
We had a rough go in the neighborhood. My children had some issues with the other children wanting to know what's up with your dad.
But sure, he can laugh now because, for one thing, he got it looking like this eventually. It's actually quite beautiful. And for another, he's just about got it working. His plan, which is, what exactly?
We're just trying to do it ourselves. We're trying to make ends meet. We're trying to put food on our table just like the pioneers did in the old-fashioned West not so long ago.
Jules is not an anarchist, and he does not hate money. What he hates is working 9 to 5 for someone else and being a slave to paying bills.
Growing your own food is recession-proof. You don't have to worry about the prices. When you depend on other people, you become powerless. You get a pink slip. Now what do you do? Where are you going to get a job? You get high gas prices and you can't afford them. What do you do now? So we figured this was the answer, is just to see how much we can do ourselves.
It's something he aspired to for most of his life, as a beekeeper in New Zealand, as a small-scale farmer in Florida. Always something of a free spirit, seeking independence.
Where does, say, fashion matter to you? That's zero, huh?
Zero, yes,
yeah.
That's zero. Well,
and to your kids as well?
It's a big zero, yes. Yes, I think I trained them pretty well. We go to the stores, like the thrift stores that we can. We like secondhand goods. They're well made, and we can make a good use out of them.
People just have so much clothes, they just, give them away, and you end up getting a really decent pair of clothes for cheap.
Most of the furniture in the house was either inherited or lifted from various curbsides before the garbage truck got there. Then there's the question of heat and light. Solar panels on the roof, an outdoor solar shower.
The water goes into irrigating the fig tree, And the banana, that's our banana, one of our bananas left right there.
And a kitchen where his daughter, Anais, showed me a hand-cranked blender, which actually works fabulously well.
I think too many times people are pushing goods, consumer goods on you that you might necessarily, not necessarily need and use on a daily basis. So we're just showing you can, go back to basics.
And the real money saver, especially lately, this is their car. They took me along for a ride. It's a diesel engine, but they never buy fuel. Instead, his son Justin makes it out of waste vegetable oil he collects from local restaurants, and it costs them about $1 a gallon to make it. At a certain point, this car, these crops, their persistence, it made the family, rather than odd, into an interesting part of the community. Neighbors began dropping by to purchase eggs and vegetables. School children visit on field trips. They even have an internet business now selling earth-friendly farm tools. This family of 4 lives on $30,000 a year.
Do you feel that you're in poverty?
I just don't feel poor. I feel blessed, I feel rich.
Late one afternoon, son Justin gassed up the car with his homebrew fuel, and the Gervais family set out to visit the local restaurants that they supply with fresh vegetables, such as Elements, a new place in town with a superb chef named O'Neill Chibas, who loves their stuff and names one of his salads after the family.
This is actually your salad, your name in the menu. But the thing that strikes me is that you are the last guy in the world who would pay $13 for a salad. Well, am I right about that?
Well, it's because we're frugal.
Well, it's true. Jules' lifestyle at this point depends on there being enough people who will pay $13 for a salad. Otherwise, he doesn't have that market. He also depends on nature being nice to him. He needs rain.
You're much more tied in to whether it rains or not than you are to what's happening with the interest rates out there.
Yes.
Then there are the social consequences of their profound frugality.
It saves a lot of money because he doesn't have to pay me.
You wonder how or where these young adults who are here with each other all day, every day, ever get to meet other people.
Do you see yourselves, you and your sisters and your brother, getting out and getting married and starting families and moving away?
Yeah, we're looking for farmers. I'm looking for a farmer. My sister's looking for another farm, but I don't know. Farmers are kind of hard to find in LA.
But you would go off to a farm.
Oh, I love a farm, yeah.
And so their dad, who likes solutions, has been organizing potluck dinners for like-minded folks, in part to expand the family's social horizons. And of course, the entertainment, it doesn't cost a dime. But more important, it's homegrown, practically a part of the garden. I'm John Donvan for Nightline in Pasadena, California.
An alternative lifestyle, and they certainly eat well, too.